Hey guys, welcome to Friday video. As I said, I am giving you one for the evening. Happy weekending. This is a tutorial I promised I would do. Carry by Novo Amor. What I'm going to do is the original cover that I did is I've put a link in the description below for your perusal. But I will say that I'm not going to teach you that particular way. I will teach you, or do my best to explain to you, how the song is played, or can be played at least, according to what I did. But I have a way of improvising a lot when I perform. If I know a song well enough, I'll just mess around with it regardless, even if I don't know it that well lyrically. Ignore that bit, it's fine. So that's how I play it. So I'm not going to show you all the little bits and bobs that I did, because that's not entirely necessary. You can figure that out on your own once you get to know the song better. I will touch on it, but I'm not going to go in depth. What I'm going to do now is I'll play the song through as is, no massive playing around, and then I'll walk through it with you as well, as clearly as I possibly can, because I'm not very tech savvy, so I don't have lots of stuff floating around the screen. Okay. I even have a script I wrote down for this. I'm feeling well professional. Torn down, full of aching, somehow our youth would take the blame. Worn out, the way we let it stay. Taught how to celebrate it all out. I'd replicate your pain, climb down, if only for a taste. Hollow, but hesitated, shallow, but full in all your veins, shadowed by every other weight. Hollow, a doubt can make it borrowed, a love that never came, followed in every other shade. Let it lead our love away. I never strayed. Let it bury you away in all your blame, in all your pain. I will carry you always. Let it lead your love away. I never strayed. Let it bury you away in all your blame, in all your pain. I will carry you always. But fade me away, I will never be the same. Fade me away, I will never be the same. Fade me away, I will never be the same. Alright then, so that's that. That is Carry You by Novo Amor, my version. First of all, guys, then, first lesson, make sure you have a guitar, otherwise what's the point? But aside from that, capo, fret 1. I think, if I remember, he doesn't use one. And he's got a crazy high voice, like higher than I can really reach comfortably. So I adapted. So do what you think is best, whether you want the capo on or not. I use capo on fret 1. Next lesson, chords. I'm assuming that you guys are comfortable with chords. I mean, the chords are really basic as well. And if you're unfamiliar with either of these, I'll quickly go through ones that I think you might be. You won't struggle, I promise. A minor, F major 7th, C. Start on C. Then you're F away. Those are the basic chords first. I add G add 4 as well. I play that because I like to, it gives it a nice rounded off feeling. It also creates a nice segue between the end verse and then the chorus, which is let it lead your life away. Assuming that's the chorus, really. It doesn't really have one. It's an interesting song. So, okay. C, boom. A minor. Assume you know. F major 7th though. This one, just in case you don't. F. It's a big, powerful bar chord. Feels like a good chord. F major 7th is a little sharper. So if you make a C shape, here it comes. Just like that. So you're hanging on to B in the 1st fret, D in the 2nd fret, and A in the 3rd fret. You're moving D and A down 1 string down to G in the 2nd fret and D in the 3rd fret, right? Kadunk. And it sounds like this. Key thing that will be really helpful is when you're moving between C, A minor, and F major 7th, if you look really closely, or if I just bring the guitar a little closer to you, C, A minor, F major 7th. This finger doesn't move, doesn't need to move. Having an immobile finger is really helpful. It just grounds it down a little bit. So when you're playing, try not to move it. G add 7th, add 4, excuse me, G add 4 is another C shape. But instead of doing the F major 7th, which is going down, you're moving your 2 fingers up. So this is your C chord, you're moving them up there, right? So you got your ring finger on A and the 3rd fret, and your middle finger on D in the 2nd fret. Okay, that should sound like that. So overall, if you play everything together, see what I mean by how nice it sounds? Provides a nice just closure. Feels like everything's coming to a nice end. Well, not really even. Maybe it's slightly suspended. Either way, it just gives a nice sense of movement that the original song, I don't feel like it has. The clicking, if you will, plucking, picking situation is this. So I only use the middle 4 strings. So if I bring my guitar in, I'm only using these ones here. That's the end. And these 2. Okay. Alternating finger pattern. So thumb is going between A and D. Okay, so these 2 fingers, if I can get it right, yeah, nailed it. Your ring finger and your pointing finger, they are going between B and G. should you hear the alternation. That is the idea. So you're going thumb 1, and then your ring finger goes on B, and then thumb on D, and then this finger, your pointer, on G. Same pattern when you move to A minor. It changes on F major 7th. The picking is exactly the same, it doesn't change, but which strings that you're plucking do. So you can hear the change there, yeah? So that sense, when you're on F major 7th, this one, remember, where there's no gaps between any of your fingers, you're playing thumb alternating between D and G. And then your ring finger and your pointer are actually sharing the same string. But you still got to give that time. So you still go your thumb hitting the bass first, then your ring finger, thumb, middle finger. And then back to usual. I'm playing it wrong. But got it with me so far. So if I were playing all together, okay? And then generally, for interest's sake, the song is really easy in terms of timing. It's 4 beats played twice over. So if you listen to the song and count when the chords change, you will hear it go, you'll hear it really easily when the chords are supposed to change. That will replicate itself really easily. If you're already familiar with the guitar and how things work, it will flow naturally. But if you're still getting used to that, that's fine. Try and keep timing in mind though, because it is important in all sorts of music. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if I were to do that, it would be torn down, full of aching, somehow I'll use to take the blame. Da 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 da. 3, 4. Okay. I don't really know how clear that was, but the point is, listen and you can hear the timing. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ignore that last bit, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we go on to when the lyrics are supposed, how they change. So essentially, when you're playing, this is where I actually need to read what I'm trying to tell you. When the song has its timing, doesn't necessarily mean that the words bounce off that exact timing. As long as it feels like, as long as the timing is correct, you can do whatever you want with the words, as long as you fit them in. In this particular instance, when he starts to sing, it's just off the beat. So example is, so the first beat, that's when you know, that's when you start to count. Yeah. Taught how, it's the next one. Yeah. So taught how to celebrate it all out. Our youth would take the blame. So no matter where you are, even when it sounds like he's already started a new chord and he's still singing, technically the next verse starts on the second beat. Key example is literally just what I did there. So taught how to celebrate it all out. Our youth would take the blame. So blame is still part of the first line, if you will, but I've already changed chords. But then climb down, if only for a taste. Are you with me? So I'll play it through again, try and catch what I'm doing and try and see what I mean. Taught how to celebrate it all out. I'd replicate your pain, climb down, if only for a taste. So when I start the next line, regardless of whether there was a word on the first beat, it's not part of the same line. Do you understand? That is just for general knowledge, something to be aware of as you play. Right. As for chord changes, I do need these now. So okay, when you start playing, so when you start playing torn, simple. So you start on C, torn, torn down, full of aching. Once aching's done, into A minor. Somehow our youth would take the, and then blame, climb down the way we let it stay. So that wasn't particularly clear, so I'll do it again. Apologies. So chord changes are, remember, watch out for this, are and taught, are and torn, somehow, blame, and stay. Torn down, full of aching, somehow our youth would take the blame. Worn out, the way we let it stay. With me? And then the second verse, the chord changes are on taught, all out, pain, and taste. Taught how to celebrate it all out. I'd replicate your pain, climb down, if only for a taste. Third verse, hollowed, shallow veins and weight. Hollowed, but hesitated, shallow, but full in all your veins, shadowed by every other weight. And then it's on hollow, borrowed, came, and shade. Hollow, a doubt can make it, borrowed, a love that never came, followed in every other shade. So watch out for those. So remember, essentially, when you're playing the first, the verses, basically, you are hitting the first word, the second few words perhaps on the second line, and then the last word. First word, middle word, how about that? So, taught how to celebrate a change on all out, I replicate your pain, climb down if only for a taste. Okay, and then hollowed, shallow, fades and wait. Every fourth word, essentially. That's it. Should have guessed that because I was doing this all the time. So every fourth word, you change your chords. Okay, then you get to the let it lead your love away. The break in the song, the one that gives us all life. That's where you focus a little bit more. The key shifts slightly. So you, instead of playing in lots of majors, you're sitting there starting from your A minor, and it sounds a bit desperate. So this is where we go. Start in A minor. Remember how I always tell you that it's on the off beat that we start singing? So let it lead your love away, I'll never stray, let it bury you away. Okay, so it's on let, and then bury, that's F major 7th, bury, away, and in that loop, so you hold on to this a little bit, and you're going, I'll never stray. So you got to add another round to it. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will carry you always. Okay, so never mind, I'll carry you always, just so you're aware. Let bury away pain. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it lead your love away, I'll never stray. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get to C, 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Okay. Then for the I will carry you always thing is simple enough. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same sequence, really. So I will carry you always. Hold on to it, because there aren't that many words in that period of music. You don't need to sort of rush it. So it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will carry you always. I will carry you always. Slight hiccup though is instead of starting on the second beat, just off the beat, as I keep saying, you got to wait for a little bit longer. So you're playing it a couple more times on your A minor. So if I would play everything full through, so it's let it lead your love away, overlap between pain and I will carry you is quite significant, but you're still doing 1, 2, 3, 4 on the A minor. I really hope that's clear for you. I can play it again maybe, but for reference, everything is 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't change. You just occasionally have that overlap where you're just going to have to make it work. But provided that you fit all those words in and you know the song, it will be fairly easy to work out. Fade Me Away, again, really easy. It's the same thing as Let It Bury You Away, except it's obviously just a different sort of, you don't need to rush it as much. There's fewer words to play with. So fade me away, I will never be the same. Fade me away, I will never be the same. Although, that being said, you may have caught something. So in this instance, it's not bouncing off the second beat. Fade me away comes on as you start the new chords. Fade me away. It's even in the word itself as you say fade. Fade me away, I will never be the same. It starts off a lot stronger than the rest of the song does initially. So you have that starting the very moment that you play your A minor. So if I were to play that all together, let it lead your love away. I never stray. Let it bury you away in all your blame, in all your pain. I will carry you always. Fade me away, I will never be the same. Fade me away, I will never be the same. Do you get it? Do you get it? So once you start putting things into context, it helps as well. So the end of the song is, it's the climax. He's having his moment. He's done. So fade me away works with the beat as it goes. Everything else is more or less just sort of telling the story. So you don't need as strong a start. It just makes it easier sometimes to understand when you're playing those songs. Right. Moving then onwards. Not too much to go really. I mean, I don't know how much else I could really talk about this song. I've gone through for about half an hour now. So with the finishing touches on here, the G add 7th, 4th, G add 4. I think I used it a couple more times in the original cover, but I would recommend, if you're going to try it, use it when the transition is between the end of the last verse, so followed in every other shade. Then you go to C, G, add 4, and then to A minor. So you're doing this. Followed, hollow, a doubt can make it borrowed, a love that never came, followed in every other shade. Let it lead your love away. That. See what I mean by creating a nice segue? So just gives you a little bit more of an oomph when you do move over. As for the improv that I did, honestly, I just do. So, but if you really must know, when I'm on F major and I'm singing the "Let it lead your love away," that bit, holding down your E, letting it go, and then holding the B, back to E, C, holding down the B, open E, B, obviously going a lot faster. And where I slotted that in is here, in the "Let It Lead Your Love Away" thing. Let it lead your love away, I never stray, let it bury you away. I haven't played it. See what I mean? It works when I'm in the moment. That's how it works. So, also I haven't played. Don't judge me. I haven't played the song in a while. Okay, so I haven't nailed it, but that's it. So C, A minor, F major 7th. If you want to add the G, add 4. Do it. It's a nice flow, as I keep saying. Otherwise, you don't need it. It's really simple. It's three chords the whole song. Remember the timing: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then obviously when you're holding on to "I Never Strayed" and "In All Your Blame" and "In All Your Pain," hold on a little extra, add another 4 counts to that when you're playing. I think that's really all I have to say, except if you want to try and strum it, which might be a lot easier. The pattern is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Torn down, full of aching, all out, I'd replicate your pain. It's a lot slower. But it works. Cool. That's that. I think I'm done. Any questions, guys? Feel free to DM me. Original song in the description below. This is my first time doing a tutorial. Let me know what you think. If you want me to do another one, I think a couple of people have already asked me to do some more Novo Amor stuff, so maybe I'll just get better. Who knows? Thanks for hanging on with me for about 35 minutes. Amazing. And all of you who are going to give me shit, please don't. It's not my forte, okay? Alright then, have a good weekend. I will see you soon. Maybe next week. Bye guys.